wooded environment, and I spend a lot of time looking through the trees, and I was really shocked when we've had big smoke events that sometimes it's really actually hard to tell the difference between telling the difference between smoke and fog, or smog and fog, and things like that. So that's kind of where this piece kind of came from. I like to make the composition pretty much complete on paper before I move to glass, because it's such a time-consuming process. But then after I've worked out the composition, I will make panels. I've got these sheet glass that I use. Oh, that one's got a drawing on it. Sometimes I draw on the glass. But I've got sheets of colored glass that I then fuse together like a sandwich. So I'd have multiple layers here, and then I put it in the kiln and fuse it up. And so when they first start off, the whole panel is completely white on the surface. So here's a panel that has not been engraved yet. So this was on one of the smokiest days. This was actually based off of a picture from a few years ago that I loved the picture, and I had been kind of looking at it for a long time. This is off of like a 200-foot bluff, and the ocean, the beach is like right there, but you literally couldn't see the horizon line. And so also, it looks like that when it's really foggy out too. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a play on that weather of what we're getting and how things are changing right now.
The title of this piece is a haiku, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember it totally?
I don't remember it totally. Will our children know the exquisite line between sea and sky? My husband, Zach, is a fabricator, and he very lovingly made this beautiful table for me so I can put the large panels on here. And when I'm using either like just a Fordham rotary tool, got different heads like this, or I've also got a hand grinder over there on my dirty wall. But because these are working, they turn obviously in a circle when they're grinding, and then when you go to put them onto the glass to grind it, because everything's in a circle, without being able to move the glass, you can't really get into all the spots you want. So being able to turn the glass as I'm working really enables me to get the head of the tool right into where I'm actually working. Yeah, so this is my little corner of the world that I spend a lot of time and many hours at, but honestly it feels like a really good balance with like the craziness of the world. I can kind of come in here and listen to music or podcasts or books or whatever, and just kind of focus on my work and not feel this like distraction from the world. I have a hard time just closing myself off from everything, and so when I have a moment to spend on my work, it's so involved and so kind of takes a lot of mental energy, so I can really focus on that, and it feels really good, like a good thing to do.